Success does not come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. Let's make the today's meeting a step forward to that journey. Good morning, fellow Toastmaster and guest. I am Ankit Vishpuria. I will be the surrogate at arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all on this meeting number 190th of Gurugram Professional Toastmaster Club on this wonderful Sunday. The mission of our Toastmaster Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. You are now under the code of conduct of Toastmaster meeting. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and may not be possible to pause this recording. There are certain rules for this meeting. Any kind of behavior which disturbs the flow of the meeting, you might be removed from this meeting. Please be advised that any noise making devices, to keep your noise making devices on silent mode. At Toastmaster meeting, we do not talk about the sex, religion, and politics. Please refrain yourself while discussing on these topics. As far as possible, please keep your audio on, video off, audio on, or audio off, video on, and cheer up each and every speaker on the stage by sending the Zoom emoticons. I request all the role players to rename themselves. With this, I announce the meeting as open. Let's begin for the Toastmaster theme for today, which is Japan. Thank you. With this, I hand over the stage back to the TMOD.
Let's have our presiding officer, Ifat once, senior ranking official, to welcome the guests. Then I will begin. Ifat, let's have you on the stage.
Okay, thank you so much, Ankit, for opening the meeting with all smile and enthusiasm and energy. Thank you very much. Give a huge round of applause to our Sergeant at Arms, Ankit. Thank you. Now, we have so many guests in today's meeting, and I would love to know a little about them. Start from Ansh Jain. Anjan, could you please introduce yourself to us?
Hello everyone, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ansh, and I have joined this Toastmaster Club to increase my self confidence and improve my speech vocabulary for my college applications.
You are on mute, Ifat.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ansh, for joining the meeting. And you will get to know so many things in today's meeting. And I request you to be in the meeting till the very end. And then we have Ritika Singh. Ritika, could you please introduce yourself to us?
Yeah, hi. This is Ritika, and I'm from Bengal. I'm currently studying in Delhi at U University. I'm getting my bachelor's in philosophy honors, and I'm new to Toastmasters because I joined my club. Like it has been 1 month and 5 days, so I'm kind of new to the scene, and I'm hoping to get great insights from this session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, you are going to have it, and it would be very entertaining session today. You will get to know so many things, and we will explain everything in great detail when our Toastmaster of the day will start his session. So we also have Rajiv Kunar. Rajiv, could you please introduce yourself?
Uh, yeah. Good
Hello,
morning,
Rajiv.
everyone. Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Rajiv here. I'm from Central Delhi Toastmasters. And, I particularly wanted to join this because of the fact that Japan is very close to my heart. And as I mentioned, I've already traveled 18 times and planning 19th trip to Japan next week. So I'm excited to be part of this amazing, Toastmasters Club session today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rajiv, for sharing your insight. And we
Thank
all
you.
love to learn more about Japan.
Ifat, are you there? We kind of lost you with video froze. No worries. Do we have anyone's introduction pending yet? Shubham has introduced.
Jaideep is also there.
Okay.
Jaideep?
Ifat is back. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Jaideep?
Yeah, hello. Hello, good morning, everyone. My
Good
name is
morning.
Jaideep Khare, and I am working as an IT professional. I joined this club last year. That time I used to connect with Anant and someone more. So I couldn't continue my Toastmaster journey due to some other priority. But now I thought I have time. This time slot also suits to me. So I would like to continue join the Toastmaster so I can improve my communication skill as well as leadership quality. Thank you. Over to Ifat.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Jaideep, for sharing your insight. And you are looking forward to join again to the club. And do we have any other guest?
Has Shubham spoken?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
No, Shubham. Shubham.
Hello everyone, my name is Shubham. I am from Gurugram. 2 years ago, I joined TCS YEP program. After that, I cleared a government exam. I am working as an accountant in finance department. And I want to improve my speaking skills. So Mr. Anant recommended me to join Toastmaster. So I am joining Toastmaster today. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Shubham, for sharing your insight. And today's session going to be a very engaging and entertaining for everyone, and it will also be a learning process for us. So with all this, without further ado, I would like to hand over the virtual podium to our Toastmaster of the day, Anant Katyayni. Over to you, Toastmaster, Anant Katyayni, DTM.
Thank you so much, Madam Ifat Aslam. Today's meeting, for the sake of all those who are joining us for the first time or our external guests, this meeting is supposed to be broken in 3 sections. There will be a prepared speech session, there will be a table topic session, and there will be a general evaluation session. Now, what binds this entire meeting together is our conversations around a common idea. That common idea is today's theme, and that is a country in itself, Japan. But Japan is much more than a country, don't you think? Raise a hand if you believe Japan is not just a geographical area, it's an emotion, it's a philosophy, it's a feeling, right? So you can raise a hand or give a thumbs up if you believe to that. I'll give you a few examples. Why do I say that? And I will ask your personal experiences or what you have seen on popular media or popular culture as well. Especially from Rajiv, I request all of you as much as possible to keep the video on, because again, this is going to be a much more enjoyable conversation if we all sit with videos on, with popcorns in hand, or whatever choice of drink you have. I have a water bottle. It's Sunday morning, you can pick yours. I wish I would be sitting here with a Japanese kimono with maybe a sake or a hot natural tea in hand. Overkill, no? So I left that. I'm sitting whatever is comfortable. So you also sit whatever is comfortable to you all. Imagine a country as old as perhaps China or India culturally, but cut off from the outside world or outside influence till 16th or 17th century largely. It was only Spanish followed by Portuguese who had their early influence over there, the Portuguese Christian missionaries who came on the shores and rose through the ranks. But other than that, there was externally absolutely no cultural or commercial exchange with the rest of the world. And Chinese were a sworn enemy, despite coming from the same geographical region. And slowly the English came and the Americans came and Japan began to modernize. But much before that, till 16th or 17th century, they had a very static kind of lifestyle. You see that today in movies where you see samurais or ninjas or people practicing a craft or trade to an extent where you feel not possible India was. Imagine a village where there is a person whose primary job is to sharpen the swords. That person wakes up at 4 a.m. in the morning, sleeps at maybe 10 or 11 or 12 in the night, and the entire day is dedicated to perfecting the same craft. In modern day, if I see an equivalent, there is a Subway restaurant under one of the metro projects in Tokyo. There is a popular joint where they get sushi. It's a very humble kind of restaurant. It has 10-seater capacity. The average price of meal, which is what? Raw fish. Sushi is raw fish, technically. But the average price per meal there is 300 US dollar. It has 10-seater capacity. People have to book well in advance for that 20-minute of eating slot. People like Barack Obama couldn't get a slot over there when he came to visit, because for the owner, who is almost 90 years old now, and he has apprentices under him who practice their trade probably 15 to 20 years at a stretch. All they do is wake up 5 a.m., prepare the swords, the tools, examine every fish every day by hand, and sleep probably by 10, 11 after cleaning up everything. That's without a single day of break in the last 30, 40 years. Imagine the level of dedication. I chose this example because average Japanese people, they dedicate their lives to one single trade or craft. How many of us can claim to do that? We change our hobbies every 6 months, right? Any one of you who picked up any new hobby recently and probably gonna toss it off a couple of weeks later, pick up the next one, because we are spoiled with choices. That's perhaps the anomaly when you put all the global cultures together. Japan comes out as an anomaly. They are a perfect blend of modernity. The best innovation happens over there, be it automobile, electronics, even sports or energy or trade and commerce. Japan is, I think, one of the top 4 or top 5 economies in the world. India just surpassed Japan as an economy, became 4th, I guess, from the 5th. And despite all that, a large section of Japanese people, they don't crave for worldly possessions. If you look around in your own room, you will find perhaps minimum 10 things which you don't need or you don't use regularly. I don't know about Jadip. He's probably a student, so he needs all the things that are there in the room. But how about people like, let's say, Ravinder or Ankit or me or Parvez, even Rajiv? Rajiv, not in the car right now, but at your home. Do you have things which perhaps you don't need, but you have just collected or placed like the rest of us? One day, perhaps you will find time to use it. Right, Rajiv?
Sorry, my mic was off. Sorry, I didn't get it. Sorry, I lost you for 30 seconds.
So, do you have, like some of the rest of us, possessions in your home which you have not used for long? Be it clothes, be it shoes, be it electronic items. What is your thought about Japanese lifestyle? The minimalist Japanese lifestyle, where they worldly possessions but art and trade and craft. Have you seen that?
So basically, we as an Indian have a habit of buying. A, because of the disposable money. B, because we feel like we need to some sort of keep on buying, despite the fact that we have stuff which we have not used. Whereas the Japanese people, the concept is, they are very, I was in fact reading an article for yesterday only. So the savings that they have, they don't feel like spending until unless it's really necessary. And bank, despite giving them the 0.2% loan as well, they don't spend much. Whereas in India, if you get that much amount for buying a car or a flat, we end up buying a lot of things. Like, just imagine the interest rate of 2%. How many of us will end up buying car, clothes, whatever, like travel, trips, etc. But Japanese, they don't do that. That's the concept. Like, the Japanese people, they believe in using whatever they have, whereas they also believe in the same.
Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you for that illustrious response. Ankit, you want to share something to that?
Yes. So
Please.
I remember that Nitin gave the speech on chopsticks a year before. I purchased the bun. I tried to use it sometime. I go one Japanese restaurant where I used to eat the sushi with that chopsticks. But over the time, they are just keeping idle in the in one box, and I am not using for it. Maybe in future, whenever I get time, I will surely use and be habitual of using that, because we Indians used to eat beer, not if not from a spoon, by bare hands. We are many times encountered with overeating, so it's a best way to get a discipline to eat from chopsticks. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
And
for sure.
Bilkul,
For sure.
Ankit. I think this is the same situation with Ritika as well. Ritika, would you agree that your cupboard is full of clothes, but you don't have anything to wear?
Yeah, I just was facing that dilemma yesterday. Also, that reminds me, I have chopsticks in my cupboard. I need to use them someday.
Please, please. They won't get
And
spoiled if they keep if you keep them in cupboard. Use them. Okay, Ritika, another thing. Have you ever heard of terms like muda, mura, or muri in Japan? In Japanese.
sorry, go again.
Muda, mura, and muri. M-U-D-A, M-U-R-A, M-U-R-I.
I don't know about, but Mura Haruki Murakami, that's the Mura I know.
Okay, the name Murakami. Okay. Well, just a coincidence. It's not directly related. I will tell you why, and everyone, I will tell you why we are going in this particular direction. Japanese lifestyle is minimalist, largely. Of course, there is Tokyo, uptown, where they have, you know, all the kinds of luxuries and all. But if you go to the Japanese suburbs or average Japanese on the road, you will find a contentment, a happiness in their own lives wherever they are. Of course, it's growing depression among the youths. That kind of country right now, because of low rate of birth, high longevity among the people who are 100 plus, a lot of loneliness. That's a modern trend. But historically, culturally, Japanese are people who are happy with what they have. They are rather focused on what they can do for the country, the society. So, muda, mura, and muri. Muda means waste. Mura means something which is not consistent, the variability from the consistency. And muri means anything additional, burden. The whole Japanese quality philosophy, you must have heard Japanese are best in quality, you know, 5S, 7Ms, a lot of quality concept like Kanban, Kaizen, continuous improvement. That's all focused on these three concepts, Muda, Mura, and Muri. How to identify the wastage, excess, something which is additional overburden, or something which is not consistent, and remove it as much as possible. That's how the concept of Six Sigma came to, you know, fruition. I think you can remove the spotlight, Ankit, not relevant, because in the recording we capture everyone's face. So it's not just industrial or corporate processes where I'm talking about. In normal way of life, if there is an average household who has a limited resource, especially post World War II Japan, where they got two of their biggest economic centers destroyed, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Imagine a country reeling from aftermath of World War II, rising within 30 years tops to the heights of industrial capacity. How did that happen? The entire country came together and minimized their needs, contributed to, you can call it GDP, we call it a collective product output of the entire nation. And how did they do that? This quality concept was not limited to board of directors or in AC rooms like we see in our own companies. It was a part of life. It is a part of life. In Toastmasters also, we have this concept followed, but in a different manner. We identify the areas where we are not being consistent. We identify the areas where we are doing something additional and we are missing something as a defect, which should have been done correctly. Who helps us understand that? A general evaluation team. We don't have one specific general evaluator today, but we have a team of role players who will help speakers of all sections find out their own shortcomings and help identify improvement opportunities or areas with their valuable suggestions. To facilitate that, let me invite one by one the timer and the language evaluator, and the speech evaluator will be introduced in their due course. To help understand the role of timer and the respective sections, please invite Ifat Aslam, the current VP Education of the club, a doctor in Saudi Arabia, and someone who has been passionately leading this club in the last 6 months when some of us were occupied in some other things, but she is one pillar of strength for this club. So Ifat Aslam, please help understand the timer's duties.
Thank you, Anant, for the wonderful introduction. So, I will be playing the timer's role today. So, everybody, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Anant. So, timer. Time is precious, even precious, more precious than money. The money we lost can be earned, but the time we spent or wastage can never be earned. So, today we have a one prepared speech that is 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes, I will show a green card. At 6 minutes, I will show yellow card, and at 7, red card will be shown. And then 30 seconds will be given to wind up the speech. For the table topic session, at 1 minute, red card will be shown, 1 minute 30-second yellow card, and at 2 minutes, red card will be shown, and then again 30-second grace period will be given to all the speakers. With all this, I would hand over the podium to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Ifat. Folks, we also have a combined role of language evaluator that covers the grammarian and accounter in some aspects. It's a frequent practice at our club that we try to look at it from a unified lens. And for that note, we have Ravinder Kumar, a very, very senior corporate individual who we met at a physical meeting that we conducted last year. And since then, this bike lover, this corporate professional, he has supported this club and represented us at even area level contests. So Ravinder Kumar, let's help you welcome for Ifat, if you can unshare the screen, let's have Ravinder share his objectives of his role. Ravinder, over to you.
Thank you, Anant, for that nice introduction. So I will be playing the role of AHA counter and language evaluation. In this role for AHA counter, I will be making note of words and sounds which are used as a crutch or pause, fillers which are not required. I listen for repeated words, overused words that don't add value to the speech, including and, well, so, I mean, you know. Also filler words like are, and at the end of this I will be submitting my report. For language evaluator, I'll be making note of good words, good phrases, and not so good word, and I'll be submitting my report when I called upon. Over to you, TMOD Anant.
Thank you so much, Ravinder. We'll be mindful that we are not using any waste, overburden, or any kind of inconsistent usages in our own fluency with crutch words. If you can shift the spotlight, Ankit. Remove the spotlight if possible. Thank you. Now, folks, before we get into the first speech session, just want to connect the Japanese quality philosophy with what we are doing in our club. And perhaps you will appreciate the terms that were a jargon earlier, but now you will see them happening in the club meeting right now, or you may have already seen. Let me throw some light on that. Sameep is here. Hi, Sameep, one of our newest members. Sameep, can you hear us? Shubham, let's have video switch on. Ansh, Ritika.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just going to get finished some work I have to do.
Be comfortable, Sameep. Aram se. Others, let's have videos on. And I will throw some Japanese terms, which are very, very fascinating terms. I'm sure many of you may have heard these terms in your own corporate life or academic or student life. Have you heard about Kaizen? Kaizen, continuous improvement. Have you heard?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. What is the main idea behind Kaizen? Why not, accept it just a normal thing? Continuous improvement, everyone knows what's the rocket science behind it. Why to coin a particular term called Kaizen? What was the need?
Because it's a, there is always a continuous improvement required in everything we do. Whatever we do today, there will be a requirement of further improvement in that. So it's a continuous improvement. And then comes the concept of continual improvement, which you will achieve a certain goal. And after that, again, you will plan how to do further improvement in that.
Bingo. Thank you, Parvez. Folks, in Toastmasters also, we believe in Kaizen. You know why? Because let's say Shubham is here as a guest and he sees many of us speaking fluently, articulately, impressively, sometimes motivationally or humorously as well. And Shubham says, wow. Then Shubham joins. And a week later, Shubham says, hey, I'm not like that still. Why? I did all that I wanted to do, but there is no overnight result. Because there is no overnight result. The improvement happens gradually, one step at a time, one meeting at a time. It requires consistency. It requires meeting after meeting, attending, taking part, and even beyond meeting in your regular life, whatever feedback you got here, practice in daily corporate or personal life. That is how continuous improvement happens. That is the true meaning of Kaizen. Improvement is not the underlined word. Continuous is the underlined word that you see in Toastmasters meeting. It's not a, watch a classroom session, watch a YouTube video, and improvement will happen. It's not that kind of platform. It's a continuously learn by doing it yourself kind of platform. Then the concept of Gemba, not Gemba, Gemba. Gemba comes in. What is Gemba? Gemba is usually a place where the stuff happens. Let's say a corporate facility, a floor where machines are there, production is happening over there, car ban raha hai, or chips ka factory, or anything like that. To understand what happens right or wrong, you have to visit the floor, be at the floor, see things from your own eyes, be a part of the process rather than sitting in an AC room and figure out what's going right or wrong. So the concept of Gemba we practice over here right now. If there is something that requires improvement, that is not discussed later on. Well, that is discussed later on, but primarily that is discussed with GE report, General Evaluation Report, right here in the meeting itself. In fact, all the guests, we invite all of you to share your own opinions. What did we do good? What can we improve towards the end of the meeting at around 12:20? Do be a part of that discussion in the meeting itself. It's a Gemba floor walk with all of you. Then one final concept for this section that I want to discuss with you is Pokayoke. Pokayoke, my favorite term of all the Japanese terms. Pokayoke. Anyone has heard Pokayoke?
Yes.
Parvez, I will have to discount you. I will not take answers from you. What about Ankit or let's say Rajiv? Shubham has recently joined corporate. Ritika is still a student. What about Sameep or Ravinder? Pokayoke. I'll give an example, Pokayoke. In real life, where I see it's still not happening in India. A lot of times I have seen in my college life that some of my friends took a car to the gas station, petrol pump. We call it petrol pump over here. And instead of petrol, they parked it in front of diesel. It was middle of the night. Even the guy who was operating the petrol pump, he was kind of sleepy. So instead of petrol, he put diesel inside the car. This could have been prevented if the petrol and diesel knobs would be different sizes. They will not fit into each other. Let's say one is circular, one is rectangular. That's not happening, but imagine that being a solution. Wouldn't it stop the problem from happening at all? That's the main concept of Pokayoke. Designing something in a manner that it prevents a problem from happening in the first place itself. For example, in the pressure cooker, there is a whistle on top. It stops the cooker from getting overpressured. It releases the pressure the moment it, and that in the petrol pump itself, the moment it gets over, it gets in contact with the liquid inside, automatically circuit is cut off. Or those drills, which are very sharp, very powerful, the rotating cutters in tile cutting, etc., construction material, there is a special feature. If human skin touches that, immediately it loses electricity and stops. So no loss of limbs over there. It is used also in lumberjacks in Canada and in Rocky Mountains, where there is big tall trees which needed to be cut down. That's the most riskiest of human occupation on the planet, to be honest. But this innovation of Pokayoke saved many lives and limbs. In Toastmasters, we have this. We call it mentoring. Imagine going for a role or a speech and you get some obvious feedback. That can be avoided if you practice with some mentoring and following the pathways literature beforehand. That saves you from getting the obvious feedback. That challenges you to get something beyond. That is available in Toastmasters meeting as a feature, but it happens before the meeting itself. Now, to test how our speakers have used that feature, let's invite our pair of speaker and evaluator on stage, starting with the evaluator first. Our evaluator is one of our newest members and one of the most passionate members who has taken 2 back-to-back TMOD themes in the past 2 weeks and done impressively well in both of them. Today, he's challenging himself with one more role, a very, very senior professional individual, Parvez Azhar. Your evaluation objectives for Ankit, please. Please share the objectives.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Anant Katyayni. And a very warm good morning to all the Toastmasters and guests who are present in this meeting. Today, I will be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Ankit for his project L2P1. His path is Presentation Mastery. The purpose of his project is to learn about different communication styles and identify your primary style. Timer, please note that the time limit for this speech is between 5 to 7 minutes. I wish him good luck for a wonderful speech. I will be back with my evaluation report once I will be called upon by the general evaluator, who is none other than Toastmaster of the Day only. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you, Parvez. Let's have Ankit on the spotlight as well to test his audio and video. Ankit, please speak a longer sentence. Let's say, let's speak Konnichiwa, Toastmasters. How are you?
Hello, Toastmasters. How are you?
Okay, he's still immune to word Konnichiwa. No, I also give a word of the day to all of you based on something that is the foundation of Japanese philosophy, the word called honor or honorable. If anyone uses the word of the day, Ankit, Ravinder will use, note it down in his report and give a thumbs up to appreciate. Right, Ravinder?
Yep.
Okay. Folks, Ankit is delivering, as already explained above, his first project from level 2 of Pathways called Presentation Mastery. Timer, please note, timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Ifat, that's you. Let's have Ankit on the stage. Toastmaster Ankit, the roar within. The roar within Ankit.
Yeah. Ifat, can you stop sharing the timer sheet here? Yes. I will remove. Yeah.
I will reintroduce you and then your timing will begin. Toastmaster Ankit, the roar within. The roar within Toastmaster Ankit.
If you wanted to make a difference, be the someone who makes the things done. To make the things done, you must fall in the process of doing the things. This is the famous quote by Howard Rock, a famous and passionate architect, a fictional character from the novel Fountainhead, written by Jan Rand. Fellow Toastmaster and guest, I am Ankit Puria. I am going to share the story of a passionate architect and how it impacted in my life. As I said, Howard Rock was a passionate architect who wanted to build something which is meaningful, purposeful, and which is a modern art in terms of building architecture. But he was not being the someone who wanted to follow the crowd. He was expelled from his architecture school, which is the one of the best college of architecture in USA. He was expelled not because of lack of talent. He was expelled because he was not following the rules. He was not following the traditional method of drawing the buildings. Throughout his life, he faced many struggle. He even worked in the stone quarry where he struck the stone just to survive for his profession. On the other side, there was Peter Katting, who was who was taking a safer path, wherein he did office politics, and by people pleasing, he became the partner in one of the top architecture firm, Franken and Franken. So this Fountainhead tells about the story about the struggle between the individualism versus the conformity. The Howard Rock was losing many clients because he was not agreed to make compromise in his work. And at the later time, he cracked a deal wherein he was to erect some government housing project. He agreed for that project with free of cost, but with one condition that it's not going to be altered. The design which he makes must be approved, and the building should be erected in that form and manner. But subsequently, he was betrayed, his design was get altered. Then he did one thing which is very unthinkable. He destroyed that building. He was put on the trial. In the trial, he was not pleading. He was stood with the firm affirmation that my work is mine and nobody has the right to alter it. The creator lives for his work. The primary goals is within himself. He was acquitted by the court because he chosen the principle over the approval. He defended his creator right because he was sure he believes on his vision, on his values, because he wanted to make something modern, something unique, which is not following the traditional way and means of drawing the buildings. So this was the story of Howard Rock. On the same lines, I wanted to share a short anecdote of my personal life. 1 year back, when I moved from Mumbai to Gurgaon, I joined Delivery Limited. I was pretty much excited for my new role in Gurgaon. Once I joined, I realized that I have not been offered for the work which I have been hired for. So there is already a close knit team which is handling all the work. They are reluctant to shares. They are insecure because it's a human tendency. If someone is new and take up the new role, the people are reluctant to share anything. I have two options. One, to keep sit down, wait, and hope for the best. And second one, to stood up, raise the query before the senior management and ask what I deserve. Inspired by the Howard Rock, I choose the second path. I choose the second path. I approach the senior management and tell what the skill set I have, what can I deliver, and how I can successfully handle many complex projects in the past. Once the senior management got agreed, I immersed myself into the deep work. I was burning my oil, midnight oil for last 6 months, delivering all the project on time. Soon my efforts, my uh, hard work was recognized. The team which was reluctant to support me, the team which was hesitant to work with me are now wanted to work with me. Over the time, I learned one thing, that being direct is not being rude. Being direct means being real, being confident, and telling what you want. If you are delivering the things on time, this is your way of communication is. You are confident, you do the job, you set your goals so yourself, you match the timelines, and you match the expectation. Similar, the Howard Rock is also never back to be understood. He always stood what he believes. It is always about the values. It is always about to choose progress over the politeness and results over the rituals. Fountainhead, reading Fountainhead give me the mirror that show that directness or telling the truth is something which is not blunt but which is real, and you can share your things with anyone you want to. With this, I just wanted to conclude with a statement: just be clear, be direct, and be confident. With this, I hand over the stage back to TMOD of the day. Over to you.
Wonderfully spoken, Ankit, and quite good ideas. We'll discuss about your idea as well from Japanese lifestyle lens. For now, audience, please take around 45 to 60 seconds to provide a direct personal feedback to Ankit. You can write maybe a couple of compliments that you liked about him, or if you have any one-liner idea of improvement for him. Hammer, please show me a card after 30 more seconds. Thank you, sir. Ankit, probably Fountainhead is one of the pinnacle of philosophy from the Western civilization, while Japan, just like India and China, along as sisters, is part of the Eastern philosophy. Eastern philosophy is all about not being direct, saving public humiliation for someone else, and value relationships more than the actual work. That is why you see whatever happens in India, Indian Standard Time, trains running at their own pace, or people not giving a proper feedback, rather than, because of that itself, we have in Toastmasters a very wonderful kind of culture where we can share feedback, evaluations, which we don't see very well being taken or communicated outside in real life, right? Everyone, do we agree? At least in India, we are not as direct or punctual or upfront or straightforward as maybe the West. Because there, you do the work, then you do the work only. No socializing over there. After the work, it's family time. No office calls, nothing. Here, I don't know how many of you probably get a call 11 p.m. in the night from the boss, and you have to take that up. I don't know. Ravinder, do you call your teams after 10 p.m.? No, right? Not that kind of boss.
I do call, that's the culture, because my boss calls me.
So that's a cultural context over here, right? But Japan is kind of anomaly, as I said. So while maintaining all the professionalism, punctuality, just like even better than the West, they also maintain a public level of civic sense, or rather a public honor. Honor not just for what you do as a testament to your sincerity, but also you worry about your country's reputation, your clan's reputation, your company's organization's reputation. Everything that they do is dedicated to them. One clear-cut example I vividly recall was in World Cup, FIFA World Cup matches, where Japan reached the quarterfinals, I guess. In one of the quarterfinal matches, their match was against, I think, one of the major European countries. And fans were amazed to see that after all the beers and all the ruckus and all the litter that the stadium fell in after the match, it was Japanese fans who were helping clear all that litter from the ground before leaving. They were calm, they were peaceful, they were polite. And at that point, I think Japanese culture shone brightest on the global stage. I wish we can say that about our Indian counterparts or our own selves whenever we visit the or not just Indian subcontinent people. Whenever we visit an outside country, we rather wish to say, hey boss, it doesn't look like Delhi. It looks like foreign. It's so clean. We always consider cleanliness to be an alien outside concept. We dump our own litter outside the neighbor's house, not in front of our own house. We are that particular. So Japanese culture is all about honor, maintaining honor at the cost of, not passing on the feedback, etc. At the same time, there is another concept, ikigai. Have you heard about ikigai? I'm sure ikigai.
Yeah, there's a book too.
Yeah, there is a book as well, right? And I will save you the cost of the book if you haven't read. I will summarize the gist of that ikigai with beautiful 10 pointers, what ikigai suggests. But what ikigai is actually, and I have been trying to practice that for last 7 years after reading that book. Ikigai is beyond happiness. Ikigai is not happiness in life. It is actually your reason of existence. It is the very purpose of your life, why you wake up, why you do everything that you do. Ikigai is amalgamation or kind of a overlap of your personal, professional, your passion, everything together. For example, right now, I have, for the past 7 years, quit corporate life, try to make public speaking and soft skills training or storytelling as part of my passion, profession, as well as my, pastime, hobby, etc., everything. Fairly or decently successful at that so far. I have a long way to go. But somewhere I believe this is where I'm finding a reason to be happy for what I do instead of cribbing about my work. That magic happens because of Ikigai. But Ikigai is not related to professional life alone. I'll give you 10 pointers. Try to compare them on your lifestyle, your eating habits, your drinking habits, your sleep cycle, your exercising, your community, your relationships. So 10 rules of Ikigai for a happy and healthy life that you can apply in all those walks of life. And just listen to them. Some of them you may be doing already. Some of them are on your wish list. But just listen to them. 10 principles. Take it slow. Don't be in a rush. Eating, drinking, whatever. And I will share the link. Worry not. This is easily available on Google as well. No need to make a note. Don't rush. Take it slow. Be in the moment. Ifat, Ankit, be in the moment. Don't note it down. Be in the conversation. Savor the moment, right? Stay active. Don't retire. And that is where you see Japanese people working physically till the age of 110, 115 as well. There is a famous concept of Japanese walk. 30 minutes of walk that reinvigorates you. 3 minutes of slow walk. After that, 3 minutes of a short burst of fast walk, but not running, walk. Followed by another slow, another fast, like that. A cycle of 30 minutes. Try that out. Be active physically. Even if you're not doing anything, you can walk. Don't fill your stomach. There is an 80% rule. Do everything when it comes to satiate your hunger at 80%. It's not about remaining hungry. It's about feeling content with what you get. So that on an off day when you are short on maybe food or you don't have any resources, so you suddenly don't get into a discomfort. You train yourself for that. Surround yourself with good friends. I think that's something we do in Toastmasters. Part of your emotional well-being. Number 5. This is something we all do. Hardly any of us succeed on that. Get in shape for your next birthday. Right, Ansh? Shubham? Kritika? Get in shape for your next birthday. Easy? Difficult? What do you say?
In fact, I was thinking about that. If I can come in, I was thinking about that as well, and you very well said. I think this was one of my agenda in the next 5 months.
While number 5, many of us we found it difficult to do. Number 6 is easy, and many of us are doing that. And number 6 is smile. So something we can't do, but something we easily can. Number 7, reconnect with nature. In fact, Japanese have taken it to an altogether different level. They have put it into design of their fastest bullet trains like Shinkansen, etc. They have put nature and nature-specific design thinking into designing of material, buildings, vehicles itself. But reconnect with nature. Spend time on grass. Let your feet touch. Breathe morning fresh air. Watch the sun rise or set. Be grateful. Give thanks. Not because someone did something for you, just like that. Someone holding the door for you, lift. They waited for you to get into the lift. So often we are just on the call and we just go and like Japanese. You have seen them Japanese doing this, this kind of exaggerated grateful gesture of a 90-degree bow. Why do they do that? Because that's a part of their philosophy. They do that diligently, meaningfully. Live in the moment. Be mindful of what's happening around you. And at the same time, remain equanimous as much as possible. And finally, follow your ikigai. Find out your purpose. Something that will not just be relevant for today, but 10, 20, 30 years later as well. Something that becomes part of your life. For now, I have gave you 10 maybe ideas to explore. Our table topic master will give you 1 idea to explore. And in that table topic section, anyone and everyone can speak, especially those who haven't got a chance to speak. That includes Sameep, Rajiv, Ritika, and Shubham, Jaideep as well. So this session is for you guys. You will get 1 to 2 minutes to speak, minimum 1 minute, maximum 2 minutes, plus 30 more seconds. At 1, 1.5, and 2 minutes, you will get a green, yellow, and red card. Speak for minimum green, maximum red card plus 30 seconds. You don't get a chance to prepare. So you hear the topic, it will be announced twice and only twice after a quick audio and video check. So switch the video on and raise your hand when our table topic master calls upon the next volunteer. One last thing, after hearing the topic, you will get tons of ideas. Focus on the first one, be in the moment, smile, begin. You will have fun. So let's have a fun-filled table topic section, courtesy our VP Education, Ifat Aslam. Ifat, let's have you on the stage again.
Thank you so much, Anant DTM. It's an honor to be that table topic master today. So what comes to your mind when you say table topic master? Am I going to be a teacher? Am I going to ask you something? Yeah, kind of. I will throw in a topic and then you will speak on that topic from 1 to 2 minutes only. And I would recommend and request everyone to use the word of the day, that is honor or honorable. So who would like to be the first? Could you please raise your hand?
Can we have
Or
maybe Ritika or Sameer, because they are Toastmasters, to lead? Yeah, Ritika raises her hand.
Ritika. Okay, Ritika. So can we please have a audio video chat with you, Ritika?
Yeah. My audio. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Audible, yes.
Am I visible? Okay, I
Not
think
yet.
I'm having some network issue when I just open my video. So can you?
No worries, no worries. Go ahead.
Okay, no worries. Okay. So, Ritika, your topic is, Ritika, what comes to your mind when you hear the word Japan? What comes to your mind when you hear the word Japan? Ritika.
All right. Mochi. It has been dangling on my Instagram feed quite a lot. I've seen mochi a lot and I want to try that. I think my exposure of Japan has been mostly through anime and mangas. I would say, given my age tenure, I mean, my age range, I do watch a lot of animes and I also do watch a lot of, read a lot of mangas. Japan also, I think, is a very beautiful place because it has a lot of islands and mountains, which is so to my liking because I am a person who really likes mountains and beaches. And I would say um, most of the Japanese exposure that I've had also comes from Japanese dramas. Since also I would say the music, since I do listen to a lot of music. I also know a few words. Mainly they are arigato, which translates to thank you. It's also, I think, the word I like you, which is kidayo. And that's how I know about Japan. The food. Since I am such a foodie, I also am quite interested in the food they have, especially the sweet part. And that is what comes to my mind when I say Japan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ritika, for sharing your thoughts about Japan. Yes, your generation, they are more into animes. I have seen my daughter watching lots of animes, and they are quite really very interesting. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. And
Just a heads up,
like to,
I have raised my hand. So look for the corner where I'm showing the cards, green, yellow, and red card for your timing signals. Please carry on.
okay, thank you, Anant. So who'd like to go next? There is Sameep. Would you like to go? Okay,
Yeah,
Sameep.
yeah, sure. I hope you
Sameep.
can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can.
Great. Great.
Toastmaster Sameep, if you could visit any country in the world, would Japan be on your list? Why or why not? If you could visit any country in the world, would Japan be on your list? Why or why not? Toastmaster Sameep.
Toastmasters, dear friends, there are about 3 countries on my list. And if I had to go alone, the list will be slightly different than if I go with my wife, right? Because she has her own preferences. Yes, if I go alone, Japan would be on my list along with Tibet and along with some country in Europe, which I have to decide which one. Tibet, because it is also similar to Japan in a way, culturally. And I like the idea of minimalism, and I need to learn from that. I don't practice it enough. In fact, my wife would say I'm the opposite of minimalism because I keep buying gadgets. Today, one arrived and I'm about setting it up, and there's something or the other going on. I get tempted if I find a good chair or some good monitor or something or the other. I keep buying that. And although I use it, but not as much as a Japanese would behave in that situation. Japan also what I admire is that after World War II, that the country, how they actually managed to become the top five economy. India has just surpassed with so much more land, so much more population, so much more resources. But what an admirable, commendable how Japanese have done it. It's such a small country, and after World War II devastation, being alone out there. A day-to-day example. I love driving a Japanese-made car. It's a hybrid car. I'm so happy with it. Like the kind of technology, it works effortlessly. You don't have to think, and it's so well arranged. There's so many things going on in the monitor and that screen dashboard, but only the right ones appear at the right time, and very intuitively. So that's user experience. They have kept my driver experience at mine a pleasure, and it's value for money also. And it's more got more tech than a German-made car, which might cost about twice or thrice, or not even available this kind of technology here right now, right? It's amazing. A day-to-day example. All the Kaizen, what we talked about, and so much more to learn. And the best of all, the temples, the cultural, the Zen gardens, the whole Osho garden was inspired by Zen theme, and that is beauty. That is really beauty. And I love the paintings. They're one brush stroke, and it means so much. So there's endless things that I could talk about, and so much to learn, and I need to go there to absorb that. I haven't been there. I know a few Toastmasters who's talking about it. I'd love to go there. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sapi, for sharing insightful about the Japan, and it's in your today list. And lots of think about Japan, and we wish you would make it one day. So next, I would invite our guest, Shubham. Shubham, would you like to go?
Yes.
Shubham, followed by Rajiv. He is also raising hand, and then
Okay.
who is the last one? Ansh. Yeah.
Okay. So Shubham, for you, the topic is: have you ever watched a cartoon or animated show? Did you know how many of them come from Japan? Have you ever watched a cartoon or anime show? Did you know? Did you know many of them come from Japan?
Yes.
Shubham.
Many of cartoons come from Japan. Their cartoons are very interesting for children. In my childhood, I watched many cartoons related from Japan, and they taught us many things about future, and the gadgets that we are discovering in these days, they show in their cartoon series there. Cartoons learn us many things about etiquettes and our time management rule, etc. They are very good for children's watching Japanese cartoon especially.
Thank you, Shubham. Yes, anime or cartoon reflect the culture of that country as well, that you have mentioned in your speech. Thank you very much for taking up this topic. Now we have Rajiv. Rajiv,
Thank you. Thank you.
okay. So, Rajiv, for you, the topic is: if someone gave you a free ticket to Japan, who would you take with you, and what would you do? If someone gave you a free ticket to Japan, who would you take with you, and what would you do?
Thank you. Thank you. Let's start.
Yes.
Toastmaster. Uh, you know, uh, Japan free or with buying from your own pocket, it's always a blessing because, the moment I talk about Japan, it brings a smile on my face. And definitely, I want to take my family there, especially my mother, because, at least we'll have an experience of, because she's typically from a village. And, experience anything. And I visited that street maybe 10 times. I'm always surprised by the cleanliness, surprised by the people's behavior, surprised by the surroundings. Everything is so perfect. Everything is so time bound that, we as an Indian, and especially my mom, will be surprised where she, despite being a high school teacher, uh, fact that in her village, time is something that nobody will really care about, because especially the school children, they will never turn up on time. Whereas Japan, if you say that you have to come to school 9 o'clock, they will be there at 8:50. So I think I would like to take my mother to Japan, given an opportunity, especially the free ticket. And despite the fact that I've been to Japan, I would recommend every one of you to at least once in a lifetime do travel to Japan. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster. Back to you.
Thank you, Rajiv, for sharing your wish to take your mom to Japan. Yes, they have done a lot of for us when we were kids, and now it's our turn to do something for them that would bring a smile on their faces. Next, I would like to invite Ansh. Ansh, could you please have a audio video check?
Yes. Hello, hello.
Okay, yes, hello. Okay, Ansh, topic for you is, would you rather try Japanese food or learn Japanese language? Why? Would you rather try Japanese food or learn the Japanese language? Why? Ansh.
From the starting, my family and I have been a very foodie people. We go to different places to very extent and go to different local places, restaurants, and different places just to try food because we are very big foodies. So rather than learning the Japanese language, I would prefer trying Japanese food like sushis because from my childhood I have eaten a lot of Japanese sushis and it is one of my favorite foods out of the bloom. I don't know why. In India or in Gurugram especially, there's a famous restaurant called Yum Yum Chow. We specially go, and it is a Japanese restaurant. So we specially go there to eat Japanese food and Japanese sushis, which entitled us, which is very tasty and it has very flavors. So rather than having learn myself a language which would take me 2 3 years, I would rather have tasty and flavorful Japanese food. Thank you.
Thank you, Ansh. Yes, we all love to have to try different types of cuisines and foods, and Japan's food is one of them. And sushi is a kind of a in these days. Next, I would request our guest, Jaideep. Jaideep, are you there?
Yes, Toastmaster, I am here.
Okay. So, Jaideep, for you, the topic is, do you think technology makes life better? Japan is famous for robo. What would you ask a robo to do for you? Do you think technology makes life better? Japan is famous for robots. What would you ask a robot to do for you? Toast, Master Jaideep.
Yeah. Thank you. It was my Fat. And thank you for giving me opportunity to speak on this topic. I strongly believe that technology makes lives better. And through the technology also only we started our journey while walking in the forest. Now we can travel in the plane, and we can save our time to reach from one place to another place. So technology is very helpful to change the life and to do some new invention after accomplishing the previous invention. I believe that robot is also very useful in India, because we have so many problems which cannot be resolved by the human beings. For example, the traffic systems. We know our traffic police in the summer 45, 50 degrees Celsius temperature, they are doing the surveys on the street. It's nearly impossible to stop the heavy traffic by the 3 or 4 police people, because their huge crowd is coming by the vehicles and they themselves don't follow traffic rules. So police is unnecessarily wasting their time to teaching the discipline to people. They are not ready to follow it. Instead of robot, we can place over there, and robot can easily stop to them, and also can control that who has broken the rules, and he can monitor. He can print the fine slip also for them. So I think robot would be very useful in our country to solve the many problems, especially the traffic problem. And apart from it, I would say in police cases where they try to solve the any fight between the people, so the robot would be very helpful, and really we can bring the constructive approach to solve the big problem by using the robot. Yeah, so that's my idea, and thank you. Over to Toastmaster Ifat.
Okay, thank you, Jaydeep, for sharing your thought about, yes, traffic is the big problem, and if you want to control traffic and we take the help of robo, it will be a great idea. So, timer, do we have time or?
No.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for taking up this opportunity and sharing your ideas with us. With that, I would like to hand over the virtual podium to our Toastmaster of the day, Anant, DTM.
Let's have a thunderous round of applause for Ifat. Ifat, what a beautiful, beautiful topic, and congratulations to all the speakers as well, Ritika, Ansh, Shubham, Jaideep, and Sameep. Great job, people. Now, I will not take further time in this slot. We'll quickly move to evaluation with the point of view that Toastmasters believes in continuous improvement, Kaizen. And Kaizen is all about taking your feedback and understanding or accepting the fact that immediately overnight it cannot be improved, but we will do marginal or incremental improvements week after week, meeting after meeting, every speech opportunity or stage opportunity at a time. So on that note, let me invite the speech evaluator, Parvez, to evaluate Ankit's level 2 speech. Parvez, let's have you spotlighted. Ifat, would you be kind to time now? Timing will be 2 to 3 minutes, so 2, 2.5, and 3 minutes. Please share the signals. Ankit, please spotlight Parvez.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Anant. And now, good afternoon to everybody. Ankit has very successfully delivered his speech, and the title was Rock Within. What I understand by the meaning Rock is a champion. So champion yourself from within. So this is what I understand. This is what he was trying to say. He met the purpose of his speech. The speaker was very comfortable during his speech, and I do not personally feel that he was delivering his speech in a very uncomfortable manner. It was very, very comfortable. He was quite balanced and settled. The speech was quite structured, well crafted, and well designed. He has started his story. That was the story he has started with, and the opening was there was an opening, there was a body and conclusion, very well set. And he set the character Harvard Road in US, who was an architect. So he opened that dialogue, and he said about him that he was quite talented, but he was not accepted by many, and his architect was not being recognized. But he tried to do something on his own, and he made himself successful by doing something very unique. So what is more important, he was trying to say, is that if you are confident, if you have the knowledge and confidence, then you will be able to get success. So very well described the whole story, whatever he said. And then he talked about what he did in Gurugram. And in Gurugram, he joined a company where when he was new, he was not being accepted by everyone there. So he approached the senior management, put up his ideas, and he made the things very clear, very direct, set the goal, and he achieved it. When he did it, then everybody accepted it. So the message was very clear that you have to be very, very direct, very clear in your statement, and then the success will come automatically. So you have to be the champion of yourself. Instead of being recognized by somebody, do not wait for that. Rather, you make yourself available and make yourself understood by everyone that you are unique. You can do something very, very different. So it is not that acquiring knowledge, acquiring talent, skills, and all those things are important. But if you have those things and you are not able to present yourself in the manner it is required, you will not be successful. So it's important that you should be confident, you should be clear, you should be direct, and in that situation you will be successful. So what I understood from him that he engaged the audience during his speech. He created a lot of excitement by telling the stories about himself, about Harvard Road. So he has a good gesture during his speech. His expression was very clear. The content of the story was also compelling and engaging. So he's a good speaker. But to go to the next level, I have few recommendations that sometimes I observed that he was reading from the screen. This was my observation. And he was not making eye contact regularly with the audience. So sometimes he was deviating from that. There could have been a little bit more modulation in his speech. However, overall, I will say that he did complete justice to his role. He delivered the message well, and that message was be clear, be direct. Overall, I liked his speech. I wish him success in his future speeches. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Parvez. You can unshare the screen. Thank you. One clarification. Ifat, the timing was 2, 2.5, and 3, supposed to be green, yellow, and red signals. So I think we showed the signals at the wrong interval, but Parvez, you took around 3 minutes, 50 seconds. I have already placed the timings of the table topic speakers. Ritika, 1 minute, 32 seconds. Sameer took 2 minutes, 53 seconds. Shubham took only 54 seconds. Try to speak minimum 60 seconds. See the green card next time. Rajiv took 1 minute, 44 seconds, while Ansh and Jaideep took 1 minute, 23 and 1 minute, 29 seconds, respectively. As we said, the evaluator took around 3 minutes, 50 seconds, 50. If you could be sharing, if you could share what was the speech timing for Ankit.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Toastmaster of the Day. Ankit's speech time was 7 minutes, 12 seconds.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ifat. Now we go into the one final report from Ravinder for the R counter and language evaluator overall. But audience, after that, our presiding officer will take your feedback as well. So please gather your notes or thoughts. Do insert a few compliments because I will share one last concept of Japanese philosophy that will help you structure your feedbacks. So Ravinder, over to you.
Thank you, TMOD, Anant. So I have my observations on counter. Ifat, you have done well. 3 instances where you have used a, so maybe you can pay attention, but otherwise you have done very well. Anant, excellent. 2 instances you have used a, 2 instances are. 1 instance where you have repeated word with twice, otherwise flawless. Ankit, you have done very well today. During your speech, you have not used many overused word. I could see clear improvement. Only 2 instances where you used are. Parvez, 1 instance you have used are. Then I have seen 2 times you have repeated word and then twice. He has twice. Otherwise, all good. Jaideep, flawless. I could not see any issue. Shubham, you pay attention. You have used a couple of times. You have used are twice. Otherwise, all good. Rajiv, flawless. Ans, flawless. Ritika, flawless. Sameep, I have seen two instances where you used ah. Coming to the good use of words and other observations, today I have lot of good things to talk about. Coming to word of day, there have been multiple usages. Ankit, you have used it couple of times. Anant, you have used it at least 4 times. Ipat, you have used it. And if anyone else has used it and I have missed, maybe you can let me know or let us know. Coming to good word of usages, I have many today actually. Humorously, this is adverb for funny. Individualist, who value the independence. Firm affirmation, being sure. Acquainted, it's an adjective for getting familiar with something. Then amalgamation, combining two things into one. Burst is something like you explode suddenly, break open. Exaggerated is like showing something greater or better. Dangling, Ritika used, hanging loosely. Minimalism. We talked about Japanese characteristics. It's about simplicity, keeping what is needed, not more. Effortlessly, smoothly. Out of bloom, I think once you used it. Phase of life that has faded, or phase of love that has faded. Well crafted story, carefully or skillfully made. Um, Something which we should improve. Couple of observations. I have seen people called as pupil or something like this, not actually pronounced correctly. People. 3 instances of grammatical error. How it impacted in my life. I think it should be how it impacted my life. Inverse not required. Who has taken a safer path should be who has taken a safer path. Design was altered. I think design has been altered or design altered. These are the 3 observations. Over to you, TMOD. This is my report.
Fantastic report, Ravinder. Very detailed and very skillfully noted down all the good and recommended areas to improve. I look at this evaluation session from the point of view of one last Japanese term that I absolutely love. That is wabi-sabi. Who here has heard about wabi-sabi?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Pray tell, what do you think wabi-sabi is?
Wabi-sabi is
Okay, there is another ketchup or sauce called wasabi. That's a different thing.
wasabi, yeah.
That's a different thing. Wabi-sabi is a quality or life concept. Yes, Ankit, you want to share?
No, I was just telling Basavi we are familiar with, but not Babi Sabi.
So wabi-sabi is all about embracing the imperfections. So we heard a lot of areas to improve. If you talk in general, at least in Indian culture, out there in public, in office, maybe boss to subordinate or friend to friend, husband to wife, ladai ho jayega. Yeah. So we are not accustomed to take up suggestions or feedbacks that kindly, because we don't accept the notion that we have some faults, or we rather get argumentative, but in a what aboutery kind of way. But what about you? What about this? What about him? What about her? We kind of tend to look away from our own imperfections. Wabi-sabi is a Japanese concept which embraces the imperfection. Imagine there is a teapot, which gets broken. What do? We discard it, and we rather bring a shiny new one from the market. Japanese philosophy believes, let's preserve, let's improvise, let's glue it back together, maybe add a bit of gold or silver nuggets inside and make it look beautiful. It will have cracks, it will have misfiguration, but it will be a renewed kind of thing. Now imagine that philosophy in a corporate world where an employee has made grave mistake. In Toastmasters, someone has absolutely had a disastrous role or speech. What do? We provide feedback. We give another opportunity to improve. We embrace the imperfection and say, let's do more mistakes, but a different one, not the same one. That's what separates Japanese people. That's what separates Toastmasters from the world we live around, at least in our geopolitical situation around us. That is why I absolutely adore Japanese philosophy, Japanese way of life. It's minimalistic, it's full of practical wisdom, and it's not just theoretical wisdom, it's visible, tangible throughout in every walk of life, every process, every design, every product. I absolutely adore. If there are 2-3 countries around the world that I adore for different reasons. One is of course New Zealand, because Lord of the Rings was shot there in my wish list. But Japan, I guess, is on wish list of many of us. Many humans on the planet. They want to wish, they want to visit Japan just to understand the culture, just to be a part of that life, not as a tourist, but as a true traveler, embracing or tasting the culture over there. Probably food or language will be tough to bear if I empathize with the table topic that I think Ansh got. But yeah, the concepts that we discussed are easy to embrace. Let's embrace them. Let's improve our quality of life. There are two things: standard of living, quality of life. So while we are all hustling to improve our standard of living, at the same time, let's pick some nuggets of wisdom from Japanese philosophy and improve our quality of life. On that note, I take a break and invite you to research more about Japan and share your views about Japan in subsequent meetings of Gurugram Professional Toastmasters. For now, I invite our presiding officer to take up audience feedback and bring the meeting to a close. Over to you, Ifa.
Thank you so much, Anand DTM. A huge round of applause to Anand DTM. Everyone, let the room blow with your thunderous round of applause. Yes, what a session it was. Wow, so insightful. And we get to know so many things about Japan. And I'm going to share all this insight with one of my relative who is planning to go next week to Japan. So it was a timely theme for me. Thank you so much for choosing that wonderful topic. So with that, I would like to take some feedbacks from our guest. First, I would like to ask Ritika, what is her feedback about us? How
Okay.
did she find our meeting? Yes.
So since I didn't get to use the word of the day before, I'll use it now. I'm quite honored to be a part of such an insightful session. And I actually agree with what Timo said. Japan is one of the most fantabulous places of the world, and it is enshrined with such great morals. And I would really love to visit sometime, especially for the food, I would say. And I also got to replenish my stock of Japanese words with words like kaizen, which means consistent improvement, gemba, which means the actual place of an incident, and wabi sabi, not wasabi, which means embracing imperfections. So I think that really was amazing, and you all were so good. Everyone was so good. And I got to know about the meet through the Timon. I saw it in his WhatsApp status, and I was like, okay, I need to join this. So thank you so much for having me. You all were so wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Ritika, for being there and providing us your valuable feedback. Next, I would like to ask Jaideep. Jaideep, could you please tell us
Yeah,
about
so
the meeting?
yeah, it was a great session, and I really enjoy to know about the Japan. And as Toastmaster Anant has given that summary of the Ikigai, 10 points. And as he told, I don't need to write, but I couldn't stop myself. I have written all those 10 points. And I feel it was the amazing summary. Like, take it slow or surround yourself with the good people. So it was the amazing summary I received today. It was a very informative and learning session, and we get to know about the Japanese culture and their way of life. So it was amazing and very good session for me as well. Thank you.
Good to see you,
Yes, thank
Jadip.
you.
So we joined together last year. And
Yes, yes.
Jadip, why don't you sometime talk about Germany?
Yes,
I
sir.
know you have
I will
yeah,
Love that idea.
cover one day. Yeah.
yeah. He is joining us from Germany.
Yeah, sure. Toastmaster Ravindra, I will cover something and I will share with all
Sure.
of you.
Okay, thank you, Jadip, for your insight. And now I would like to ask Ansh about his feedback.
So this meeting was actually very insightful for me because other than being judgeful, here people were open to all speeches and all your faults. If you had any in the tabletop session also, I saw that people were accepting you very openly, and you people were open to me very nice, kindly. Thank you.
Thank you, Ansh. Yes, this is the beauty of Toastmasters. When you join Toastmaster, you feel that you are in safe hands. Next is Shubham. Shubham, could you please share your thoughts? Shubham, are you there? He's not there, I believe. So, Rajiv.
I think Rajiv also dropped off. We were
Okay.
joined by Bhagyavardhan in between.
Okay. Bhagyavardhan, could you please introduce yourself to us and give your recommendation?
Yeah, just a minute. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are.
Hi, good afternoon to everyone. And I'm Toastmaster Bhagyavardhan. I'm from Toastmaster Club of New Delhi. And just in the morning, I have seen the status of Toastmaster Anant, a WhatsApp status that Zoom meeting is happening, and the title was very exciting. Japan. So yes, although I was trying since long time to connect with you, all of you, but due to some technical glitch, it was not happening. So in the last moment, I have joined, and Anant was talking about the philosophy of Babi Sabi, and it reconnected my dot because long back I have read about Kintsugi, so it might be he is knowing it. So Kintsugi is directly aligning with Babi Sabi. So Kintsugi means like when you the same thing. I mean, I don't know that this is the other name of this philosophy is Babi Sabi maybe. So when Anant was talking about the joining of kin means that joining, and sugi means by gold. So gold joining. So it means that seeing perfection in imperfections. But again, there is a contradictory idea. I mean, I might be some of you have heard about a syndrome called missing child syndrome. Have you heard? Yeah. So missing child syndrome. How many of you heard? Can I see a raise of hands? Okay. So missing child syndrome means like there was a psychological experiment which was carried out. It goes like this: that there is a hotel owner. How many minutes I have?
So it's feedback session. We are wrapping up the meeting.
Okay, all right. So maybe I'll connect with you, later on. And it was very informative. And to learn about Japanese culture, I was even in fact, I was exploring since a long time that how I can learn this Japanese culture from Delhi. So I have gone through a lot of workshops, like Kintsugi workshops are happening in Delhi NCR, when they teach you that how to join these crockeries when you broke it by this gold paste. So yeah, I was excited about this activity. So over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Bhagya, for sharing your thoughts, even though you have joined very at the very end of the meeting, but still you have got some nuggets from the meeting. Thank you so much for your insight. And I would request all the visiting Toastmasters and all the guests to join the meeting next Sunday, same time. With that, I would
Can we
adjourn the
have a
meeting.
selfie first?
Yeah, sure. Everybody, would you please switch on your cameras with the smiling
If
faces?
possible, please switch on the videos. We'll take a quick selfie. Say smile, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everyone. And those who are interested in membership, please reach out to either of us, Ifat, me, Ankit, anyone. I am the treasurer. I will help you on board. I think Jaideep, Ansh, you probably will be directly in touch with me today or over the course of this week. So let's, Jaideep, by the way, we are right now in the process.
How do we contact you?
Are you a part of, how did you get to know about the meeting today?
So I searched on the Toastmasters
All right.
website. So yeah.
So I'm typing my phone number over here. Give me a call after this meeting, and I'll help you with that. By the way,
Can I
Jaideep,
message? Can I message you, WhatsApp you on this
yes.
phone number?
Yes. I've shared my number. Please save it. For Jaideep, we are right now in the process of finalizing our executive committee as well, and we would like you to come back in one of the roles. So please not just join back, but join back soon so that we can include you in the committee as well. Bhagya, you want to share something?
Yeah. Anant, could you please recommend me 2 or 3 books of Japanese culture where I can get a deeper insights from your wisdom? Since you have decided this
I'm
theme.
actually a movie person, not a book person. So in case you want to indulge, please watch a very, very popular TV series that launched last year, and it just mesmerized me, Shogun. You can also watch perhaps some of the classical movies like Spirited Away. It's a classic, one of the best animated movies by Hayao Miyazaki. There is also a popular Tom Cruise masala movie, The Last Samurai. It will also make you really, really happy after watching this. Beautiful music by Hans Zimmer in that. So Shogun, the TV series last year, and old movies like The Last Samurai and Spirited Away. By the way, fun fact, the popular movie called Sholay is not an original movie. It's like a 14th or 15th time remade. It's a remake of the original classic Shinchin no Samurai, The Seven Samurais by Akira Kurosawa, one of the legendary movies, one of the top 20 movies of all time. It has been remade so much in Indian context as well that Jai Viru Sholay became a blockbuster.
Thanks.
Let's close the meeting on a very happy note. Thank you, Ifat, and let's bring the meeting to a close with a promise that next week we will have another fun theme. So who would like to take up the fun theme? We'll close the recording. Ankit, you can close the recording now. Within just